Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Traveling and Radio Scanner Tips for Traveling with Tommy Cunningham. I'm your host, Tommy Cunningham, here to talk about his top 4 places that he's flown to, and I'm going to give you guys a rundown of which place is best to go in the summertime, which place is better to go in the winter time, because a couple of these places I drove to because I rode with my mom in them. So the first place that we are going to be talking about is the Laughlin Bullhead. Actually, I'm going to do that one last. The first airport that we are going to be talking about is the 2 airports near a couple of the airports that are like good airports to fly to because they are like international airports. So the following airports are applied. Number 1 is the Louisville International Airport. Number 2 is the Louisville Charlestown Airport, which is not that far away from. And then after that, we're going to be talking about the Louisville Bowman Airport, which I think both of these airports have like a really good radio frequency area. So they use this radio system on here on the Louisville Emergency Communications Network, and it's called the Louisville Regional. So you guys can use this. You guys can do like some looking up for your next flight. But here's like a little bit advice, okay? Before your flight or anything, I recommend you guys do some looking up. Like before you guys go to like for instance, Tampa International, if you guys ever go to McGee-Tyson International. Now, what I think McGee-Tyson in Knoxville, that airport is really interesting because I was riding right past there on my way to Gatlinburg, which I think Gatlinburg has like a multi good radio function on their side. Now, Gatlinburg's radio system, I kind of pulled it up right here, and their radio system is the following out of the radio reference database. So they got, for instance, like on here, 462.950. And if we enlarge it up, and they also got like a couple of these I do not recommend listening to because sometimes they get a little bit staticky. So the ones that I do not recommend you guys listen to is like the Rescue Squad, because although it says Rescue Squad on there, they do not hardly use that at any time. Plus, like talking about the Sevier County Fire and EMS channels. Now, like the only channels that I used on here, it's like TAC 1 for like Like when I was riding into Gatlinburg, I was listening to that Tech 2 Pigeon Forge. That one right there gets busy, like no matter what, if you guys go there. Like during the rainy season. You know what they also use? They use like a countywide law enforcement 911 analog. So pretty much anywhere that says analog on here, some of their communication might switch over to DMR. So DMR has like a couple of their systems, which I'm going to go over that here in a second. So they also got the trolleys. They mix this up in a communication. Sometimes they're in Pigeon Forge. You guys can listen to their trolley dispatch, which I think their trolley dispatch there is like one of the bestest trolley dispatches you guys would find. Plus, like also Sevierville, they got like a really good fire dispatch there. I listened to that a couple times. Now, my advice on listening to their fire tags is to be aware of anything going on. So this thing is brought to you by one of my favorite websites that I like to use, radioreference.com. It is your worldwide radio uplink. So if you guys go to like any places, like for instance, like Gatlinburg, Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, like to go see Graceland or something, and you guys are wondering like what kind of radio frequencies Graceland has, you guys can just look that up on here, which on their attractions, they got the Burlell Street, which is like bar ops. They also got carriage tours. They got Mud Island in the Zootopia Gardens. Now some of this stuff might be encrypted, so what I recommend, anybody that goes down there to like your hotel, I recommend you guys check with your hotel people, like say, okay, I made my decision that I'm just doing an example. I made my decision that I am going to be listening to when I go down there to Memphis. It is the Memphis International Airport radio system. Now, luckily, the Memphis International Airport has like a really good radio function. So when you guys go down there, you guys can listen to separate stuff. So they also got a really good transit system, which is called the Memphis Area Transit Authority, which my town that I live in, sadly, sometimes we don't get like very good transportation because sometimes the buses here are really packed up sometimes, and like sometimes like on our bus rides we have to share seats and stuff. Now that kind of stopped after COVID-19. Plus, like looking at a couple of other ones that they got really good on here. Memorial Hospital, they got a really good maintenance on here, which is 452.975. They got the Mongolian Bid Health Mental Health Institute. Now, anywhere that says that, I do not recommend you guys listen to any of the communication there. There's like a top 4 reason why, but on the top 4, I'm going to give you guys that top 4. Number 1, it's probably because the radio signal is private. Now, luckily, in where I live, they do not give out the radio frequency for that hospital. But sometimes when you guys go like to like Sevier County, Tennessee, they have a really good hospital there, and I went there once because I slipped down the stairs once. Now everybody, we do that sometimes. So if you guys are gonna put on there that I had me a really bad time, some people do, and I'm not gonna say that because I thought the people there in Sevier County were really nice. Luckily, sadly, they weren't that fast, so when you guys go there, you guys probably will have to wait in their lobby, which I think their lobby was really good. Now, their lobby there in Sevier County that I think which is really good, they got a couple things that I think which is really good, and I'm going to talk about on here. Like number one is they got a really good security team. And they are Tennessee's Valley Stroke Center. So let's just say you guys are having a heat stroke and you guys go there to LeConte Medical Center, and there you go. You got what I think which is really good. They keep a blood pressure cuff on you while you're entirely there. So they know if your blood pressure like goes really up. And luckily that didn't happen to me when I went there. I felt like sometimes, so this right here happens a lot here.
301 control.
301.
I've checked all accounts. None of them have anybody available. Would you like to continue checking?
If you could, please.
Where?
So that right there is like our county-wide dispatch, which this dispatch is pretty good some days.
It was the first party call. We're not really sure why.
Like they, right now is currently the county sheriff right now, which I think this county sheriff does really good here. They get a really long dispatch.
We just had a truck become available. We can put it on family.
Okay, thank you. 301 control.
So that right there is like my. So that right there is like a little bit of the communication that happens in my area. So pretty much all areas are like the same depending on like where you guys live. Now, the radio communication might not stand like where you guys live, if you guys live like in California, Arizona, Nevada. Because Nevada has a really strict radio scanner law. California has one. Because they're in California, you guys can not listen to a radio scanner like when a person is driving. You guys would get pulled over in a heartbeat. Now this communication was brought to you by Broadcastify.com. Broadcastify.com is associated with RadioReference.com. You guys can fill out a free membership at www.broadcastify.com and click register. When you guys click register, if you guys type in your username, password, you guys will get access to multi-radio dispatches from anywhere you guys would like to choose. Please make sure to use this responsibly and do not do anything you would listen to would be unnecessary. If you guys have any help, please make sure you guys need anything. Thank you. That's it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys give this a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell. Thank you. Have a great day.